ho, ho. Christian warriors.
Is that what we are?
We are crushing the devil's wrath. We are marching towards the borders. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the new direction of the podcast.
What is just
being Christian warriors, kind of
defending the border.
Defending the border, Canadian border, actually.
Oh, cool.
A lot of people are focusing on our southern border. I'm going north.
Yeah, we're going up to Canada. We're keeping the Canadians out.
I'm actually going to be
Too many funny Canadians making it into the U.S.
The water border. I'm going to go up to Thousand Islands, where your family used to summer and hunt people, and I'm gonna be like the Coast Guard.
Right. Okay. Sea cops.
Sea cops.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. It is Monday, January 10th. If you are a Patreon member, then you know that we released the New Year's Eve show on Patreon, the video of the New Year's Eve show. If you are not a Patreon member, I suggest you head over to Patreon, www.patreon.com/findyourbeach, and you can download and watch the entire video of the New Year's Eve show. It's a great time. You're
Get
gonna
your
love
dick
it.
together.
Get your dick wet.
Them's the beans. I'm bringing that back.
Oh yeah. And we and this is going to be a wild episode because we've done nothing but podcasts today. Okay.
Yeah.
We're banking eps because we're on the road. We're
moving. We're
jet
shaking.
setting.
We're catching new variants.
And we're out there. We're spreading the variants. We're spreading the virus.
The laughter
what we
virus.
can. Yeah.
The virus of mirth.
Yeah. And we're about to do the VI Bistro right now.
Yeah.
With our Patreon members.
Yeah, we should do a time check just so we give ourselves 5 minutes to get the fuck out of here when we need to. So you, in theory, are just coming back from Texas.
Yeah.
Did you
Did
have
I learn
fun?
anything? Yes. Did I have fun? Absolutely.
Did you catch anything?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the road. You get lonely enough, you're going to catch something.
That's true.
And I can't disclose what I caught.
Are you going to give it to me?
Maybe if you're lucky.
Okay.
If you play your cards right.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Let's
in
mix
the
it up.
future, I will have sex.
Yeah.
In a world where people have sex. In a world.
Babe.
Yes.
I read an article this week that reminded me of you.
Great.
Well, here's why it reminded me of you, is that somebody said on our YouTube that we have expanded the definition of what a loving relationship is.
Oh.
And I like that
Yeah.
because I don't think they meant it in a nice way.
No.
But I took it in a nice way.
You took it and you spun it.
I spun it, which
like
is
a
what I do.
bottle at the sex parties you go to behind my back.
I don't know how you found out about those, but yeah, a little bit like that.
Cool.
Okay. And this is what this article said. It was like, I guess it was an excerpt from some lady's stupid book. And like, who cares about that? Because who's reading? Dorks. But
Is this the New York Times one?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's the New York Times one. And it says, it talks about her husband's, why can't I see the whole thing? It talks about her husband's sneezing. And she says that it's like a blast from an air horn aimed at your face. Somehow there's two notes involved, a screechy high one and a shouty low one. Every sneeze is an emergency. I don't think I've ever not said Jesus Christ out loud upon hearing one.
Okay.
Which is, first of all, just true.
Well,
Every time you sneeze, I think my first reaction is, oh my God. But then I'm like, are you okay? Or bless you.
But
Like-
will you go back and you pulled this article up? What's the title of the article?
I'll try to find it. I don't
I
see
think
why
it's
that
just
matters.
right there.
Yeah, okay. It's called Marriage Requires Amnesia.
Yes.
Okay, it's by Heather Havrileski. Okay, and She says, do I hate my husband? Oh, for sure. Yes, definitely. I don't know anyone who's been married more than 7 years who flinches at this concept. A spouse is a blessing and a curse wrapped into one. How could it be otherwise? How is hatred not the natural outcome of sleeping so close to another human for years?
That's why I think it's fine that I sleep on a couch 3 days a week.
Yeah. Unless you plug a propofol drip into your arm every single night, how do you encounter those unwelcome grunts and grovelly snores as anything but oppressive? Unless you spend most of your waking hours daydreaming, how do you tolerate this meddling presence, rearranging stuff but never actually putting it away, opening bills but never actually paying them, shedding his tissues and his dirty socks all over your otherwise pristine habitat?
This is you. This is you.
This is me in some ways and you in others.
I never leave a mess.
This is basically just having a spouse. She's just describing sharing your space.
She seems insufferable.
Okay.
But I do like her. She's funny.
She says, well, speak for yourself. I don't hate my husband, one of your holier-than-thou marrieds might announce, folding your hands primly in your lap. Do you think I can't see your left eye twitching ever so slightly as you resolve to never let each little irritation add up and move into your conscious mind like a plastic bag floating out to sea and then joining the great Pacific garbage patch?
That's funny.
And then she goes, I love this bitch. She describes marriage perfectly.
Okay.
I admire your restraint, but you can't spend 17 years with someone as noisy as my husband and never let it get under your skin. Yes, of course, I also love him. And for years, I couldn't remotely imagine a suitable replacement for all of those bad noises. But then I started to use my imagination a lot more. Here's the thing that I really love about this is all you ever hear, and there's a lot of pressure in a marriage to be like, everything's great. Everything's so good.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Yeah. I hate that when people are like, how's married life? I feel this weird pressure coming from I don't know where to be like, it's good. And then leave it at that. I never want to be like, it's really fucking hard. It's hard to be married. Even though I love my husband. I just feel like people don't talk about how it's hard.
And we don't even have a normal marriage. Like the last month, we've seen each other a lot.
I don't even know what a normal marriage is.
It's where you go to a job during the day and then you come home and you see each other every night. And then like you almost always see each other and almost always go to bed at the same time.
And just hang out together forever.
You eat dinner. Yeah. I think it's a lot easier to hate your spouse when it's like that. I mean, yeah, you annoy the shit out of me. You bring the intensity of like fucking boot camp to like leaving the house when you decide to leave the house. It'll be like, I'm just like getting ready and you're like, all right, we're out. And I'm like, what? And then you also get mad about things that you do all the time. Like you can leave a pile of papers the height of our ceiling, but if I leave a sweatshirt on the couch, you're like, I've told you I don't like your sweatshirts.
Yeah.
But I also do.
Well, you make little piles everywhere is my problem with you. And it's like little piles of like things that you want to give away.
Or get done. A pile is a thing that needs to get dealt with.
Rather than just write a to-do list, he'll make a pile. And that's his to-do list. And that's the way you work. And that's fine.
But that's true.
That's fine. But is it obnoxious? Does it make me want to pull my fucking hair out? Yes. Mm-hmm. Do my piles make you want to fucking rip your eyes out of your head? Probably.
Yeah, because you take your piles and what you do is
Let's not turn this into a fucking
you
thing.
Put them in a drawer and then you never
Let's
deal with them.
Let's not turn this into a fucking thing because
Why are you being defensive?
Because I have a pen right here and there's a part of me that wants to put it through your head. Okay?
I mean, I would love it if our marriage ended in murder.
Why?
It'd be funny.
I would love it if this podcast ended in murder.
Yeah, we just killed a lady downstairs.
Yeah. No, so I think, but I just like the way she describes it because she describes it in a real way.
Do you know?
And that's kind of what I want. That's what I like about this podcast is that we at least give people a real image of what it is to be married.
To us.
We don't pretend like it's perfect all the time. I hate those relationships.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not why I even wanted to get married.
Do you have friends that pretend things are perfect?
I mean, there's plenty of people in the world who do. I don't even have that many friends who are married.
I don't know if we have friends that pretend to be. I don't know if we have any friends that pretend like that. I mean, I have normal friends who would never be like, yeah, she's a bitch, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like every comedian relationship, he'll be like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Or she's like, can you fucking believe this, dickhead? Like, we all kind of are used to telling the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, but the point is, that's what I like. That's what I wanted out of my relationship. When I imagined getting married, I didn't imagine like bliss forever. I imagined being able to be myself with somebody, even if it annoyed them, and them just being like, oh, fine. I fucking hate that I love this bitch.
Yeah, that's cute.
You know?
What would you fix about me if you could? One thing.
What would I fix about you?
Change. Magic brush.
This is a trick. This is not a good... I feel like this is going to ruin everything if I answer this.
It's fine.
But whatever. If there's one thing
you don't
I
think
could
you've
change
said
about
something
you,
horribly mean to me before?
No. Yeah, I think if there's one thing I could change about you, it would be your inclination to pity yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you that people tell you not to self-pity, but God, does it feel good. Ugh.
You do love it. You love to just like bathe in it.
It's not my fault.
You're like, nobody likes me.
Nah.
I'm not popular enough.
I don't feel like that. I think people like me, but I don't think enough people like me. And I don't think enough. I mean, I also blame myself. It's a double-edged sword. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not more likable. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be great. I'm going to lap you. Someday you're going to be so upset that you gave me the best years of your life.
Uh-huh.
But I would make you... less severe, you know?
Less severe?
Like, I would give you more empathy.
Uh-huh.
You know, like when I'm going through something, you know, like I would try to, I don't know, you know, because you're like, this is how you move and this is how you do things and this is how it gets done, and you need to stop self-pitying yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, well, could you see the other side? And you don't really allow for that.
Yeah.
But that's fine because it's also helped me be better at it. I don't really self-pity as much as I used to. I mean, I do feel extremely underrated, but that's different. That's different.
So it would just be that you would want me to, be
More empathetic.
more empathetic.
Across the board.
So if you were to come up to me and you were like, I'm underrated and I feel like nobody likes me as much as they should, how would you like me to respond?
That's not really, because that's not based in reality, I guess.
Right, but this whole conversation isn't based in reality.
Okay, like the other day, I was like, oh man, I really want to get platinum on Delta this year.
Yeah.
And you were like, babe, maybe you don't need to do that because like you need to save money. But you do need to do that, right? Like that's something that you would do if you were like really close.
No.
You wouldn't?
No, I
because
would
you
never.
looked at going to Diamond a month ago. You were like, how can I get Diamond?
Yeah, and it was like, oh, you could take this flight that you don't need to take
You were kind of
to a place that
considering
that you're not planning to go. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird because it's like what's weird about our relationship is we do the same thing and you make a lot more money at it. And the thing about that's weird is it's like
I'm a woman, so it's wrong.
No, that's not wrong. But it's like no, it's like
It's just against the laws of nature.
it's exactly how you would feel if it was the opposite way. You'd be like, oh, I don't want to have to do
No,
other
if my
things.
husband made more money than me, I would not be like astounded by it.
I'm not astounded. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're a woman. It has to do with the fact that you're like, you get a certain quality of life that I do not get. Right? like you get a certain quality of life for doing the same thing, and it doesn't matter.
But we live in the same apartment. We pay the same bills. We do the same thing. We work the same clubs. How is my quality of life better than yours besides being platinum?
Oh, you don't have to go to work. Like,
Okay.
you don't have to go to a job.
I don't have to go do manual labor.
Yes.
True. Yeah. But I do go to work.
Yeah, I would love to go to your work.
Okay.
I'll trade you any day.
All I'm saying is that's the only difference in our quality of life.
Yeah.
So your thing, like, that's why I go, you focus on these like little things, like, oh, I'm not platinum, right? But the only benefit of platinum, on Delta anyway, is that you once in a while get upgraded to Comfort Plus, which is first class for poor people.
So good. You only get Comfort Plus?
Yeah. I mean, well, I could get Delta One, but it's like I never get picked. I'm always like 13th in line.
Delta One's only cross country too.
Yeah. So it kind of sucks. I'll be honest.
All right.
It's not worth like taking a flight somewhere that, and you know, I know that annoyed you, me saying that, but you had just been talking about earlier that day. You were like, yeah, I gotta be smarter about my money.
That's my problem, is that I think that I should get to be, because I'm not crazy with money. I don't like buy silly shit a lot. I buy like things that I don't need sometimes. But I'm like, you know, like I like certain things, right? Like, but I'm not like wild with my money.
Yeah, you enjoy your money, but you're not wasteful with it.
Yeah.
That was like a moment where I was like, oh, you're about to waste your money.
Yeah. I just really wanted that platinum. Robbie said it was so worth it. Robbie Slowick was like one of the best years of my life. And I was like, I got to get it. But whatever. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
it's
really
all
make a
shit.
difference.
This whole fucking life is wall-to-wall suffering.
What?
What?
So our sleep patterns have been disturbed.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been doing great things for Andy's SSRIs.
You haven't been great either. Don't paint me like a sad sack. I'm a joy bomb. We're just on episode 3. We're on 3 episodes. I can never really sustain that many episodes.
I don't think that you are. I'm not trying to paint you as a sad sack, babe. I really wasn't.
Okay, I accept you.
It's just saying it hasn't been great. When we don't sleep well, it affects you in a really bad way. You get sad.
Yeah, I'm not sad though. I'm just tired.
I get spacey, but you get like, what's the point?
I get like a pouty baby.
Yeah.
Do you think babies are ever like, what's the fucking point? That'd be so funny.
If you look at pictures of me as a baby, it looks like I'm asking
baby.
myself that every time.
A suicidal baby is very funny.
I used to have a joke about that, and I stopped doing it.
Tip this fucking high chair over. I hope I hit my head on the wall.
God, can you imagine if we had a baby? That's exactly what it would be like.
Yeah. No, I think we'd have a funny baby. A happy baby. I mean, Mouse is happy.
Is she?
Did we give her her pill?
I don't know. You told me you would.
I took it out. What did I do with it? Did I take it?
Do you have long COVID?
Maybe.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. I never have. Nobody can figure it out.
Have we done the pattern together? Have we checked our pattern?
Like the app?
Yeah.
No.
You've never looked at it?
Of course I've looked at it. We've looked at it lots of times, but I haven't looked at it for a while.
You don't know what our pattern is? Like our...
If you want to look at it, open it up.
I'm kind of curious
Swing
about
that
it.
puppy open.
Because, you keep talking about how you want to change me.
I don't actually want to change you.
You never shut up about it. You talk about it all the time. And, I just wanted to show you that this is meant to be.
This is the year that I get... this is actually the year that I get... what's it called?
Jesus.
Recognized.
Recognized?
Yeah, that's what my horoscope said today.
Okay.
Legendary.
Okay, this is for friendship, though. We're going to switch to a romantic bond.
Powerful.
Yeah.
We're powerful, you guys.
Yeah, this is the strongest connection. Okay?
Whoa.
Rare and exceptional. It could feel like you and Andy share a past as well as a future. He just feels familiar, like an old friend or lover.
Like an old shoe.
Like an old, like an old worn-in mattress.
Like an old friend or lover? What is this built for poets?
It may seem like you're meant to be in each other's lives, that destiny's involved. There's a mutual sense of loyalty and a feeling totally at home together. Even if you're two very different people and conflict in other ways, which we do, this energy keeps you incredibly bonded.
Go deeper. I've heard that before.
It also says we have a strong pull and attraction. There's a strong attraction between you and Andy, but it's not just physical. Yum.
Yummy.
It's as though you represent some kind of ideal for him. He senses that he's meant to know you. Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
How so? Expand?
Well,
Or go deeper?
I guess it's just because you were always relevant in a way that didn't make sense.
What?
In my life. Like I never met you, but I knew who you were. I don't know most of my friends' girlfriends' names.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not like something, but I heard your name once and you were like on my radar. And then I don't know, you were just somebody that I was aware of before I even knew you.
Yeah, like somebody that you're like, oh, well, I'll probably be friends with her one day.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or, I'll eat her butt once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Something like I would bend down on a pile of nails to eat that lady's box.
Yeah, you get a nice box.
Thanks. This pattern is powerful and being together feels incredible. Your connection makes Andy feel hopeful and inspires you both to reach your greatest potential. Up top. Up top for that.
Is that
one.
it?
No, there's more. Do you want to know the trials?
Yes.
Okay, we both value having a partner, but for different reasons.
Okay.
What would you guess your reason is versus mine?
Friendship, companionship, a support system, sex.
And then what about mine? How would that be different from mine?
I don't know. You didn't ask me that till just then.
Okay.
What's it
true.
say?
You're learning you want a close personal connection. Intimacy for you is all about your senses and feeling alive. But for Andy, a partner can be his greatest ally in his search for meaningful work in the world. If there's conflict between you, it could be because Andy can be self-sufficient. When he's focused on his interests outside the relationship, it could leave you feeling neglected. I don't feel like that's true.
Wait till ski season. Up top.
Who are you high-fiving?
Ghosts. The ghost of a dead skier.
Uh-huh. I don't think that's true.
No, you don't give a shit if I'm... Well, that's not true. If I don't call you while you're on the road for a while, like if I don't make an effort to reach out, then you do get a little upset with me.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm going to get in trouble when I get home because I didn't talk to Andy enough. And the truth is Andy never called me, which is this has happened many times.
It's happened twice.
Well, that's plenty of times.
Okay.
Where I've gone on the road and you've been like, well, you just don't even like reach out. You don't even
Well,
try
you
to talk to
do
me.
this thing that's very annoying, which is the only time you call me is when you're with a large group of people. That annoys me.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
That's
I want to
because
talk
when
to
I'm
my
on-
wife.
Yeah, but when I'm on the road and I'm alone in a hotel room, I want to be alone. I want to be
Okay.
alone in my hotel room.
So, well, sometimes you need to bite your lip and hit FaceTime with your husband so you
Show
can
you
talk.
my titties.
That too.
Yeah, that's what that's about. Okay, here's a wild card. Compared to the types that you usually date, you may sense that Andy's special or different. Oh, you are.
Retarded.
Yeah. He may have come out of nowhere, like the woods. as a total surprise. His timing could have been unexpected for you, or there could be just something that's different or unusual about your dynamic together. Maybe Andy's ushering in a new opportunity or unique experience, or introducing ideas that open your mind to provide another perspective. In any case, you could feel like there's something unexpected about this pattern. You're showing me that other possibilities or ways of connecting that you may not have considered before, like connecting at all.
Yeah.
However, if you're used to controlling things or expect your relationships to follow a certain pattern, things may feel too unpredictable for you. If there's tension, it could be because you might perceive this dynamic as too different or even unstable. That's so weird because this is the most stable relationship I've ever had.
Yeah, it's because I'm a coward.
Huh?
Nothing.
Why?
Because I just always, I always just buckle under your weight, your pressure.
Yeah, that's why it works.
You beat me down. You throw your money in my face. You say lap it up.
Get on your knees, little piggy.
Little piggy, eat the money.
Sniff the money.
Sniff the money. Do you want to pay rent this month? Then you better get on your knees and snort.
Sniff that cash.
And it's worth
that's
it.
Hot.
It's worth it at the end of the day, but it is also demeaning. And
but it makes me wet.
But I don't know. Like, this all goes back to also your phone is dangerously low on charge. But this all goes back to hating your spouse a little, which I do think is healthy. I think like you spend enough time with anybody. Like, think about it. Like, our best friends are always people that we kind of like. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
My best friend and I, like, we always kind of like are like, can you leave this motherfucker?
Yeah. I don't really love somebody until they annoy me.
Yeah. And you talk a little shit about them with your other best friends, and that's fine. I mean, yeah, I like that article too. The only thing is that you have to balance it, right? Like, you have to come to a place where you're like, hey, you've been annoying the shit out of me lately, so we need to like work on that.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know how you do it forever.
Yeah, I think the title of this episode should be, Are We Even Compatible?
We are, though. We're obviously compatible.
Yeah, but it's great clickbait. I think that it's funny because there's like people look at relationships and they go, it's almost like sometimes when people are listening to this podcast or really watching it on YouTube, they'll be like, I can't believe they talk to each other like this, or like, there's no way this relationship's gonna work. And I'm like, no, this is exactly why this relationship's gonna work.
Yeah. Also, those people are boring and they're dishonest. They're boring and dishonest.
I've been in relationships where there's no arguing, and can I tell you something? It doesn't fucking work. Okay? If you're in a relationship where everything's perfect all the time and you guys never have any disagreements and everything's totally fine, you're doomed. You're going to break up.
Yeah.
Because nothing, in the words of Dexter, nothing stays buried.
Not even in the ocean.
Not even in the ocean.
I am about to finish season 7 tonight. That's pretty exciting.
I've been getting so sick of it. I really feel like the whole show kind of takes a dive around season 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's great. It's pretty fucking camp. Yeah. But I'm in the long haul. I mean, I watched all of Sons of Anarchy, and I knew it was a bad show. But I was just like, I'm in this deep. I have to go.
It starts to feel like reading a book.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on a book.
Yeah.
Anyway. Do we have any bad advice or anything that we can?
We don't, and we actually have to hop off because we have the VI Bistro. We're going to chat with our VIBs. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. Please, if you haven't already, please head over to iTunes, leave us a review. Let us know what you think about the podcast. Every review helps us so much. It helps boost our podcast in the algorithm that is Apple, and there are thousands, millions of podcasts out there. Thank you for listening to ours. Thank you for supporting ours. We love you. If you want some bad advice, text us at 917-540-8395, and we'll talk to you next week.
Or email us at fybpod@gmail.com, or DM us at Find Your Beach on Instagram.
Find Your Beach Pod. Yeah. Talk Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.